The brilliant mind of the week is Srinivasa Ramanujan, one of the most magnificent and remarkable mathematicians in history. The remarkable aspect of Ramanujan's work was that he arrived at many of his results through intuition and unique insights, often without formal proof. His mathematical abilities were described as almost supernatural by his contemporaries, and his contributions continue to influence various areas of mathematics today. This is an overview of his work. This is part 1. Here are the key aspects of his extraordinary life and contributions. Background and early life. Born in 1887 in Erode, Tamil Nadu, India. Grew up in modest circumstances in Kumbakonam, largely self-taught in mathematics. Showed exceptional mathematical ability from a very young age. Had minimal formal training but developed highly original methods. Mathematical work. Made extraordinary contributions to number theory, infinite series, continued fractions, mathematical analysis, and partition functions. Discovered thousands of innovative formulae and identities, known for the Ramanujan theta function and Mach theta functions. The Hardy-Ramanujan number 1729. The smallest number expressible as the sum of two cubes in two different ways. Developed groundbreaking work on partition functions. Career highlights. Gained recognition after writing to G.H. Hardy at Cambridge University in 1913. Hardy recognized his genius and brought him to Cambridge. Became the first Indian Fellow of Trinity College, Cambridge. Elected Fellow of the Royal Society in 1918 at age 31. Collaborated extensively with Hardy during his time in England. Battling poverty and illness throughout much of his life, Ramanujan's journey was anything but easy. Despite the hardships, he maintained a deep religious faith, which he said inspired his mathematics. He attributed his profound mathematical insights to the goddess Namaagiri. Unfortunately, his health deteriorated, leading him to return to India in 1919. Tragically, he died very young at the age of 32 in 1920. Ramanujan's legacy is vast and enduring. His notebooks continue to influence modern mathematics, with many of his formulae being ahead of their time and only proven decades later. The Ramanujan Journal was established to publish work in areas influenced by him. In India, his birthday, December 22nd, is celebrated as National Mathematics Day. His life story has inspired books, plays and films, including The Man Who Knew Infinity. Remarkably, Ramanujan arrived at many of his results through intuition and unique insights, often without formal proof. His mathematical abilities were described as almost supernatural by his contemporaries, and his contributions continue to influence various areas of mathematics today. Let me expand on Ramanujan's key mathematical contributions. Number theory. Ramanujan discovered numerous properties of highly composite numbers. He made breakthroughs in the theory of prime numbers and divisor functions. His congruences for the partition function revolutionized number theory. He also developed innovative work on arithmetic functions and made significant contributions to the theory of modular forms. Infinite series. Ramanujan discovered the Ramanujan summation for divergent series. He created new ways to evaluate infinite series and developed the famous Rogers-Ramanujan identities. He also found novel ways to compute pi using infinite series. Continued fractions. Ramanujan discovered numerous identities involving continued fractions. He developed the theory of Q-continued fractions and created new methods for evaluating continued fractions. His lost notebook contained many groundbreaking continued fraction results. Partition functions. Ramanujan discovered the partition congruences, which are, quite fascinating. He developed asymptotic formulae for partition functions. One of his remarkable achievements was creating the Hardy-Ramanujan-Rademacher formula for the exact calculation of partition numbers. His work really laid the foundation for modern partition theory. Mach theta functions. Ramanujan introduced these in his last letter to Hardy. These are Q-series that mimic the properties of theta functions, but aren't entirely modular. Interestingly, their true nature wasn't understood until decades later through the work of Zweigers. The Hardy-Ramanujan number, 1729. There's a famous anecdote where Hardy mentioned taking taxi number 1729. Ramanujan immediately recognized it as the smallest number expressible as the sum of two cubes in two different ways. This, quite intriguingly, led to the study of taxicab numbers. Other notable contributions. The Ramanujan theta function developed theories about highly composite numbers, created innovative methods for solving certain types of differential equations, and made contributions to the theory of Bernoulli numbers. Based on intuition and insight, many of his results were stated without proof. Some highlights include over 3,900 results, mostly identities and equations filling 3 notebooks and several scattered papers. His lost notebook was discovered in 1976. Many of his findings are still being understood and proven today. The remarkable aspect of Ramanujan's work wasn't just the results and how he arrived at them. He combined deep intuition with innovative thinking to create connections between seemingly unrelated areas of mathematics. His work continues to influence modern research in number theory, string theory, statistical physics, computer science, and cryptography. Ramanujan's mathematics influences string theory primarily through his work on modular forms and Mach theta functions. Here's the connection. First, Mach theta functions and holomorphic anomaly. Ramanujan's Mach theta functions turned out to be crucial in understanding certain aspects of string theory. These functions exhibit what mathematicians now call holomorphic anomaly, a property that also appears in string theory calculations. The holomorphic anomaly equations in string theory, discovered by Beshadsky, Kokoty, Uguri, and Vafa, share mathematical structures with Mach modular forms. Next, umbral moonshine. Ramanujan's work on modular forms laid the groundwork that led to the development of the monstrous moonshine theory. This was later extended to umbral moonshine, which has connections to K3 surface symmetries, string theory compactifications, and two-dimensional conformal field theories. Then, partition functions. Ramanujan's work on partition functions has found applications in counting black hole microstates in string theory, understanding entropy calculations in specific string theory models, and the asymptotic behavior of partition functions he studied relates to the entropy of sure supersymmetric black holes. Lastly, the Rogers-Ramanujan identities. These identities have connections to conformal field theory, vertex operator algebras, and string theory partition functions. However, it's important to note that these connections were discovered long after Ramanujan's death. He didn't directly work on string theory, which wasn't developed until decades later. Instead, the mathematical structures he discovered and studied became relevant to string theory when it was developed later. The connection is primarily mathematical. His work provided tools and insights that later proved valuable in string theory calculations, particularly in computing partition functions in string theory, understanding modular properties of string amplitudes, black hole entropy calculations, and mirror symmetry. Ramanujan's personal belief system. Ramanujan was a devout Hindu who considered mathematics a spiritual pursuit. He often said that Namaagiri appeared in his dreams and presented him with mathematical formulas. He would wake up and write these formulas in his notebooks. Famously, he stated, "An equation for me has no meaning unless it expresses a thought of God." Namaagiri, also known as Namaagiri Thea or Namakal is a form of the Hindu goddess Lakshmi, mainly worshipped in South India. Here are the key aspects. Religious context. Namaagiri is the presiding deity of the Namakkal temple in Tamil Nadu. She is considered a form of Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, prosperity, and wisdom. The name Namaagiri means mountain of Nama, with Nama referring to the divine name. Specific instances. Ramanujan told Hardy that Namaagiri would appear in his dreams, showing him scrolls of complex mathematics. He attributed many of his mathematical insights to her divine inspiration. His mother also prayed to Namaagiri for his success. He claimed that after prayers, mathematical insights would come to him as flash visions. Cultural significance. The temple of Namaagiri remains an important pilgrimage site. Located in Namakkal, Tamil Nadu, the connection to Ramanujan has added to its fame. It represents the intersection of Indian spirituality and intellectual pursuit. Modern interpretation. While some view these claims as purely religious, others see them as Ramanujan's way of describing mathematical intuition. His references to divine inspiration highlight the deep connection between spirituality and mathematics in Indian tradition. Some scholars suggest this reflects the Indian philosophical tradition, where knowledge is seen as divine revelation rather than purely human discovery. In Indian tradition, scholars and intellectuals often attribute their insights to divine inspiration, seeing their work as devotional practice. Ramanujan's relationship with Namaagiri represents this tradition of combining spiritual devotion with intellectual pursuit. Did you enjoy the video? Comment which part of his brilliant discoveries you like the most. If you like the video, consider subscribing to the channel, sharing the video, and clicking the bell for more videos like this one. Thank you for watching.